first of all, you have to walk the walk, right? Like, why would anyone want to pay you to look healthy, be healthy, look fit, whatever, if you are unhealthy? And yes, I understand that you're like, okay, well, I know my shit. I know what I'm talking about. I know how to train other people, but it's just not a good look.
It's not a good
It's
look.
not a good look. You're marketing yourself as like a
Exactly.
trainer, and you're
As being
you're
lazy.
fit and unhealthy.
'Cause
And then you're telling people you can find the time of the
Right.
day, but you can't. This is somebody who's telling the entire country like what to do to
What to
be
put
healthy
in their body.
Yeah, and okay, she was the assistant. She was still she shouldn't be assisting anyone but herself in getting a little bit healthier.
This cannot be real. It has nothing to do with her sexual orientation.
Yeah,
You can
we don't
transition
care.
into anything, but it needs to be a transition into a successful person that's going to represent what your job title is.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Girl Bye. I'm Mikkel,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are going to talk about some stuff today relating to fitness, kind of
Yeah.
what's going on in the world. And we've had a lot of people asking us about fitness tips, how big my biceps are,
That's what we
what
forgot.
my routine is.
A measuring tape.
tape.
I just need a piece of
Phone a
string.
friend.
I can do a piece of string and then hold that. Oh, look, there's something right there we could use maybe. Okay, later. Sorry, we digress. But yeah, we should do that.
Yes, so I don't have a bicep routine, but maybe I'll make one up for you guys. I
How do you
actually don't,
not, for
because
real?
I don't like
But you did have a
spot
bicep
train.
routine when you
No.
you didn't?
No,
Okay,
I've
so
never like trained my bicep.
fine. So an upper body routine, I think, is
Yes,
what they mean.
I know, and people always ask me for that on my Instagram too. And I honestly like,
Like a push pull?
yes, push pull. See, you know what you're talking. You said you don't work. I'm not into fitness.
No,
Push, pull.
obviously I am, but I don't have the expert level. I don't want to sound like stupid. I don't like talking about stuff that I'm not like super informed about. I can talk about cycling all day long,
Yeah,
but that's different. I don't know like stats and biometrics and supplements, and I don't know any of that. A
yeah.
little bit, but
I
not as
have
much as
like
you.
like you said, push pull is what I do, and I actually really hate push. It's my
So actually, what is
least
the
favorite.
difference really? I know like pushing, like why would they call it a push pull?
Well, first of all, it's opposite chain, right? Any pushing movement is gonna work chest,
Anterior?
yeah, and then posterior is the pull. That's where I get the biceps from, is from the pull
So then
workouts.
give
I
them
don't
your pull
fully do like I
routine.
don't do like 27 sets of bicep curls or anything ridiculous like that. All my pulling, like pull-ups, any kind of rowing movement, when you're working your back, you're working your
Yeah.
biceps because you're pulling that motion. When you're pushing, essentially it's a little bit more tricep. Shoulders are involved in both pushing and pulling.
Well, maybe you
You
should
have both
create a good push
anterior
pull.
and posterior shoulder.
Yeah. Create something.
I do love a good pull workout.
Okay, so do.
Pull-ups
Oh, they're
are
hard.
so hard though.
So
I can
freaking hard.
honestly, and everyone's gonna be like, no, you could probably do way more. I can do like 6
That's freaking
unassisted
good.
pull-ups. And I used to be up there. At one point, I could do like 9.5. I remember when we first started working at Moxie, and Robert was like, the rig had just gone up, and he was like, I'll give you $20 if you could do 10 pull-ups right now. And I was like, first of all, $20. And I think about it, I was like,
Yeah, what the heck?
$20, 200 maybe. But I was like, so convinced I was gonna prove him wrong. And I got like 9.5. And
Oh.
I couldn't get 10. I was like, dang, I can't even do 10 pull-ups.
This way or this way?
Pull. No, that's a chin up.
A chin.
Pull up.
Yeah. Those are
But I think actually chin ups are easier because you get
yeah,
more of the
sure.
bicep, right? Yeah. So
You spread your hands out a little bit more. I think it's kind of easier. They're just so
they're
hard.
so hard. I can barely do 6 now, and I'm struggling and squeezing everything to get up there.
I
But
used to be able to do a
unassisted, no
lot too.
band. I
Yep.
can
You
do
know what's crazy? And we'll talk about this later because I did actually, I was training to be a police officer before I found out my son was severely autistic. And one of the requirements was you had to hit a certain number of pull-ups in like a certain amount of time.
in a minute, right?
Yeah, it was like however many you could
Can
get.
do in a minute.
Yeah, but you couldn't like once you dead hang, you were done.
What do you mean? So like you had to keep going?
Yes.
You couldn't stop at all?
So once you went all the way full, every test was different, but one of the tests I remember once you dead hanged and it was a locked arm, that was it. So you kind of had to keep like,
I
yeah,
feel like it's harder when you go to a full dead hang though, because then you're pulling yourself up more, and when you're as opposed to, like, you go here and you gotta go back up and then
But I
here and
think
then go
because you
back up.
couldn't hang out for like 10
You're
seconds
like,
and then
"You're out."
try again, yeah,
Oh, wow, that's
it
crazy.
was hard. But anyways, there was only a couple of us who could even attempt, a few of them. But I remember some of the girls learned how to kip, and I thought I would be able to
That
kip
kipping pull-up,
because
those are
I
hard.
because I did gymnastics, and I'm like, "Okay." I could not
It's a
figure
really
out,
weird rhythm.
like,
It's a
the
CrossFit thing.
kipping
Yeah, it's
rhythm.
I can't it's really hard for me too. I could do, like, 2 or 3, and all of a sudden I look like a worm, and I'm trying
Yeah.
to, like, get it, and I can't. Because
It's
I remember when I first started dating Webb, he tried to get me to do all the CrossFit stuff,
yeah,
and I was like he's like, "Babe, just use your legs for the pull-up," and I was like, "Use my legs? It's a
yeah,
pull-up," and then he showed me, and I was like, I look like a worm. It's
yeah,
so hard to get the rhythm because you have to, like, arch and pull you gotta go
yeah,
hollow. It's like banana, whatever, and you're,
yeah.
like, hollowing your
Super
body out,
banana.
but trying to get that
It's hard.
rhythm is so hard.
Remember, it was me and one other girl. She was, like,
So you're allowed to do
teeny.
kipping pull-ups?
Yes,
Because
just
I feel like those are kinda
tiny.
like cheating
Yeah,
pull-ups,
but
but
that's
you're
how she
allowed to
did
do
it,
it,
and
yeah.
I was like, "Oh," I was like, "If I could just learn how to do it." I think I got, like, maybe 12, but however many pull-ups it gave you, like, a
Yeah.
certain
If you
number.
can learn, you could definitely do more because it's
Yes,
kind of like cheating. I think
exactly,
it's a
but
cheating tool.
I could not do the kip, so she just went up boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, like it was nothing, and
The
she looked like,
CrossFit
olive
thing.
oil,
Yeah.
from, Popeye.
Yeah.
I was like, "How is this girl gonna do?" But she just kipped her way
She was
through it.
crushing it.
Yeah, she's crushing it. Anyways,
We
are we
digress.
are we completely off topic?
No,
No, okay, we're still
this
on
is
topic.
totally
Anyways, we should measure your biceps. I actually wanna do
yeah,
that.
someone wanted me to measure my or they asked how big my bicep is. I have no clue. Honestly,
They're not
true
even as
story.
big as they
No,
used to be?
no, no, no. God. I mean, I don't know. I've never measured them, but true story. I've been trying to shrink my upper body for like 3 years. And like it doesn't matter what I could like not work out upper body for like months and it really like doesn't go away.
Wow. This
I
was
because I spent so much time
yeah,
building the
muscle memory.
muscle, like so much time when I did my bodybuilding competitions. Because I look back at pictures that I show Webb and he's like, that's not you. And I'm like, yeah, like I didn't always have these arms. Like this
Yeah,
isn't, I mean, part of it, yes, is genetics, how you can build muscle and all that stuff for sure. But it took me years. And
yeah,
like I have even looked like I've literally chat GPT'd, how do I lose my upper body? How do I make it smaller? What do I do? And like I could not work it out for months and it doesn't
not a bad
go
thing.
away. Even when I lose weight, like, because I go up and down,
Yeah,
constant, like,
every woman does.
yeah, exactly. Like, especially as I get older, my body changes and things don't work the way they used to. But yeah, my upper body, I don't even really try to focus on it anymore. And it's there. But I do love, like, I love lifting heavy. It just feels really good. And I do love like, I love working my back. I
Alright,
like
so
push.
anyways, you
But yeah.
should figure out a little routine and
Yeah.
post it somewhere.
All right. I'll do that. Maybe.
Okay, so let's top let's touch on a brief not a brief topic. Am I okay? Sometimes I feel like I'm having, like, a stroke in the middle of, like, having a conversation. Okay. So the
Fitness. What's going
Secretary of
on? Yes.
Defense,
Fitness in the
okay,
world.
Pete Hegseth,
In the real world. Hesketh?
okay?
Hesketh.
Hegseth.
I think it's
Think
Hesketh.
Hesgath or
Yeah.
Hegseth? Girl, do I have to Google it
Hesgeth.
again?
Hesketh. I think it's
That's a tongue
Hesketh.
twister. How do you say it? He
Hesketh.
Hegs
No, no, no. You have the S in the wrong spot.
No,
Hesketh.
Hegseth. Hegseth.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hegseth.
Heg-
Hegseth? Are we okay? We're fine. Okay, so
Pete. Let's call him
anyways,
Pete. We'll call him
Pete,
Pete.
good old Pete.
Good old Pete.
He made a recommendation that has people up in arms, literally.
It's not a recommendation. It's a
Oh, a
requirement.
requirement, sorry, that
And it
there's going
should
to
be.
be evaluations like twice a year.
Two PT evaluations a
Yes.
year, and he's like, not like, you're going for a light jog, like, he's like hard, like, these are
Yeah.
gonna be, like, real physical tests.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I even saw it was literally stated, "These are going to be tough. They're not gonna be just your
Yeah.
run-of-the-mill PT tests." Like, 2 a year to maintain,
Yeah.
and this is just in the military? Or is this
I think so. I think
yeah,
his statement was for that.
although we feel it should be applied to cops, firefighters.
I remember when I was going through that
Yeah,
process, that was something that you had to do yearly. I don't know, that was 10 years ago?
yeah.
11 years? No, 10 years ago. I don't know if that's changed, but I mean, I think I don't know why people are so upset about it.
I mean, yeah, these are the people that are, like, protecting the country. Like, why wouldn't you want them to
Yeah,
be in peak physical shape? And yeah, I think twice a year because you can lose it in 6
yeah,
months. You can lose in 3 months if you're not maintaining it, if you're not constantly, putting your body under that kind of stress, you're not gonna be ready. And he's
yeah.
saying, "I want these to be like you can do it at the drop of a hat, at a moment's notice,
Oh, so not even
with
like
yeah, so, like, within a moment's notice, with all your gear,
oh,
like, within, like, any conditions. So, like,
yeah,
wherever, "Oh, we're here on a mountain today, or we're in the desert, or we're there," like, he's saying, "Any place, you should be able to pass this test." It shouldn't just be like, "Oh, we're on the base, or we're doing just a
yeah,
normal run-of-the-mill test today." It's like, uniform, all your gear, any condition, at a moment's notice, and, like, but that's real life, right? Because
yeah,
when this stuff happens, they don't prepare you don't get prepared
right.
for things,
And it's the
for
job that
war or
you're signing
whatever.
up for.
Exactly.
So if it's something that you're not wanting to do anymore,
Then you shouldn't do it.
then you shouldn't do it.
And there's also, he's saying that he wants it to be, and I don't know, maybe the verbiage is what's upsetting everyone, the highest male standard. I mean, we all know the strongest man is gonna be stronger than the strongest woman. That's just the reality of life, and that shouldn't be offensive to people, but it is.
Yeah,
So he's saying the standards are gonna be to the highest male standard, right? And so he's not saying women can't do it,
yeah,
but if they don't live up to that standard of what it's supposed to be for the strongest male, or whatever the highest male standard, then they don't cut it. And
I agree.
honestly, I kind of agree because I'm just
I
like,
agree.
man or woman, if you can't do what is required of the job,
Yeah,
then you shouldn't do it.
I agree.
And there are women that are capable. Yes, they
They're
might have
few
to
and far
train a little bit
between, but
harder. And yes, it is like, you can't say that
it's unfair.
it's unfair. Yeah. I mean, if you're the person that needs to be, like, saved or whatever, you're, in that line of duty, you want the strongest person, the best capable. It doesn't matter if you're a
100%.
man, a woman,
Yeah.
binary. I don't even care what you are.
Orientation,
Exactly. I was
that
like, I
has
don't
nothing
even
to do
care what
with
you
it.
are.
Yeah.
Like, just
You need to be able to pull your weight.
exactly. So that's having, a lot of pushback, but I
Reminds me
don't
of
know, I
G.I. Jane,
agree.
that movie, one of the best movies ever. But
Yeah.
they wanted the standards to be different for females, and she was like,
No, I don't want it to be different. Yeah.
"It shouldn't be." But you're gonna have, like, really, like, 1 G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
That's it's but I think that's how it should be. Again, when I went through that training, there was no it was the same thing for girls and guys.
Yeah.
There's no, like, step ladder for women. We had to jump over the same heights, we had to
Yeah.
carry the same bodies, we had to, like, do the same exact thing,
I
and
know.
not really only there was maybe 1 or 2 of us that always made it. Happy to say that I really was always one of them. But I trained for, like, 6 to 8 months. There's,
Yeah.
like, 2 years of my life where I was, like, every time at night, I would sit home in front of one of my mirrors, and I would just, like, crunch, crunch, and then turn around and do push-ups, and then crunch and push-ups until I couldn't move any longer. And there
Which
were
is
some
crazy
guys who
because,
didn't
like,
even train at all, and they're
they
like,
could
"Drop
just
down."
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, "Can you drop down and do" they did not have to I had to
Literally.
work probably 10 times as hard.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just the way that it is.
Yeah. But it's possible. Like you're saying, if a woman
Yeah.
really wants to do it, she could. She's just gonna have to work harder.
Yeah.
But then that standard has to be there for the man. Like, you can't
Oh,
have, like,
yeah.
an overweight guy that
Yeah,
can't do
exactly.
what the girl can do, it's
Yeah.
like there
It's the
has to
same.
be a same standard for every single person. And so he's saying, "No fat people in the military," and people are like, the word fat is, like, also getting people up in arms, but overweight, fat, whatever it is, like, it shouldn't be. Like, I'm a trainer, right? And I
Mhm.
constantly see unfit,
Overweight. Yeah.
overweight trainers, and for the longest time, I would just be like, "I don't understand." First of all, you have to walk the walk, right? Like,
Mm.
why would anyone wanna pay you to look healthy, be healthy, look fit, whatever, if you are unhealthy? And I mean, there are a lot of unhealthy trainers, which is crazy to even say,
Yeah.
that know their shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
they know what they're talking about because at one point,
They were,
they
yeah.
were that. They were healthy, they were fit, they were strong, whatever. So, yes, I understand that you're like, "Okay, well, I know my shit. I know what I'm talking about. I know how to train other people," but it's just not a good look.
It's not a good
It's
look.
not a good
Yeah.
look. You're marketing yourself as, like, a
Exactly.
trainer, and
As being
you're
lazy.
unfit and unhealthy,
'Cause
and
you
then you're telling people you can find the time in
right.
the day, but you
You
can't?
can't. Yeah.
So it's like
And part of it is like being motivated. Like,
yeah.
again, I teach cycle, been doing it for 9 years now, a long time. And my biggest thing is like a lot of these young kids and a lot of older, they don't ride their class. They can't
Yeah,
physically ride their
the whole
class.
class, yeah.
They can't even do like, a couple of minutes out of the saddle without,
No,
but and I've been doing it a long time. I could walk around the room, but part of me motivating people is
is
showing
doing it
that
right
I'm going to do it
with
with you
you.
and I'm going to talk while I'm
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah,
Like I'm going to walk the walk.
yeah.
And so you have to be able to, because you're right. I could walk around the room and say this and that. Like you can walk around and you know your stuff. But when you
Yeah,
look at somebody, you're like, I see that person works hard. I see them when they're like not feeling good. I see when they have a bad day. Like
yeah.
they can ride, twice as long as me. Like that's
It's
what I want to see.
inspiring, and
Yeah,
that's
you
what you're
wanna set the
supposed
bar
to be,
high.
yeah. And I like it's funny because as I've gotten older and, like, life gets busier and I don't even have kids yet, but I'm like, I can see how
Yes.
trainers can get unhealthy, like, even though this is their job, like, just life happens and I understand it, but then at some point you gotta
Yes.
reel it in and then
Exactly.
like, okay, I had a season, now I'm back in shape. I'm doing what I'm preaching to my clients is what I'm also doing,
That's a
right?
difference. You can have a
Yeah.
season.
You can have a season, of course, we're human. Like
Yeah.
I had back surgery and I couldn't work out or things like that. Like my weight has gone up and down over the years. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
My body changes
Same,
as I'm
yeah.
getting older. Things that used to work for me 10 years ago that I can lose weight in a month. I know exactly what to do. It doesn't work
Yeah.
anymore. My body doesn't respond the way it used to. So I totally get that. But again, it's like you are your your marketing,
You're
like
a
you
walking billboard
exactly
for what
for
you're doing.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's what he's saying as for the military. It's like you can't be there
No.
defending our country and looking like a slob that you don't take care of
No.
yourself.
Yeah, and he's saying, like,
And
cultural
he's in
standards of
shape,
yeah,
RFK's in shape.
ripped. They're, like, what, 50 and 60 years old, and they're ripped. Like, they walk the walk.
Yeah.
And what's that movie, Benghazi? That's what I think about, like, a soldier. There's so many good soldier movies, but Benghazi or 13. Dad, you're standing there. Do you know that movie I'm talking about? With what's his name? That was like
Watching you both.
was such a nerd and then he got like so ripped out of nowhere. You've seen that movie, right? 13 Soldiers. It's about
Yeah, yeah,
the whole Benghazi thing. I don't know. I can't think of the name.
yeah.
But when I think about soldiers, like those are the men that I think
Well,
about.
in the movies, like they're all ripped and in shape.
Right.
There's no fat soldiers in those movies.
No, and I know it's like for like Hollywood purposes, but like that's what when I see a guy like that, I'm like, yes, okay, like that I feel good, I feel safe, like that's the type of person that I want to go into battle.
Yeah.
Like not
And it shouldn't be upsetting people the way it is. But I think like
oops, yeah.
I think
Maybe everybody's just so sensitive about
yes,
everything lately.
everyone
You
is.
really
And
can't say anything.
he said fat and that was what really threw everyone over the edge.
Yeah.
But
Overweight. Like
we were looking at I was actually today years old. I'm embarrassed to say this because honestly, you guys, I have not been up in politics. Every time I would come to my dad's house, Fox News on the channel, and I would literally like, oh my gosh. I'm like, you guys are putting even poor Bentley, our little dog, through this all day long. He's in the kitchen watching Fox News. He's probably like, but now I've just been I feel, like, embarrassed to say that I wasn't, up in the up of what was going on in the world, and now I'm finally seeing all these things, and I was today years old when I
oh my
saw
God.
who was the assistant. She wasn't in RFK's position. She was the assistant to, the guy.
Javier or something.
Yeah,
But
but under the Biden administration, oh my gosh, like,
okay, yeah, I just have to because I was like, "Hey, the
I'm like, "This
assistant
is a joke,
for
right?"
health, this person." Like,
Yeah,
would you ever ask this person for any sort of health advice?
no. And it's really like I thought they were joking
It's
because I was like, I don't know who it used to be. And they
unbelievable.
were like, "Oh my gosh, you have no idea." And my family starts pulling it up and showing me and I'm like, "Rachel Levine." I'm like, "Who's Rachel Levine?" And I was like, "What in the world am I looking at?" And like again, this is somebody who's telling the entire country, like, what to do to
What to
be
put in their
healthy.
body.
Yeah, and, okay, she was the assistant. She was still as she shouldn't be assisting anyone but herself in getting a little bit healthier. Again, you have to walk the walk and talk the talk.
I
You can't
remember I
just,
saw
like,
this face come up on TV and
oh
I
gosh.
said, What is happening?" This was like a couple year what is going on? Like she was trying to inform us on what we should be doing, what we should put. I said, "This cannot be real." And I never forgot her face. And it has nothing to do with her sexual orientation.
Yeah,
You can
we don't
transition
care.
into anything, but it needs to be a transition into a successful person that's going to represent what your job title is. Like,
Yeah,
come on, we can't like excuse the word, pussyfoot around stuff
yeah,
like this. You just can't. And if you're not like up if you're not willing to live by those standards, then find a different job. It
yeah,
just doesn't
exactly,
work. It's not
exactly.
tracking like the kids would
Yeah.
say. It doesn't track. And you don't
Transition
feel
into whatever you want, and
correct.
if you're gonna tell the whole world how to be healthy, you better look the part, you better be healthy yourself. I can't look
Exactly.
at that, and, like, I don't like I said, I don't care that she was a man, became a woman, none of that really matters to me when you're telling me what to eat and how to be healthy. I just wanna see someone like
Yeah.
RFK or someone that is practicing what they're preaching. Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna trust somebody that doesn't look anything like what they're telling you to do?
Yeah.
Like, why would we listen to that person?
Yeah.
That doesn't instill any, like, trust in
I think
her
it would
when
be
she
the
looks
same
like
thing as
that.
like seeing like a pilot or a doctor maybe like under the influence.
Oh gosh, yeah,
Like, it's very
1000%.
similar because you need to have trust in a high level position like that. You're just held to a different standard, a higher standard, and you should be. The public needs to be able to trust you.
Mhm,
Like, you cannot betray the public's trust. So, that
100%.
it's very similar, and I don't see why, people are so upset about it, but I'm here for it. Obviously, we're not, going into the military, but in our own ways in life and your fitness and my fitness, like we're showing that little example, even in our little classroom. Like maybe it means nothing to anybody, but we're at least gonna walk that walk.
Yeah, you
Like we
have
have
to.
to, or you're just full of shit.
Yeah.
There's too many people full of shit.
That was wild. I'm
I
still like
know.
that
I was like,
photo is, like, now ingrained in my brain, and I'm like,
I could never
"What?"
forget it. When I saw her talking, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah,
This can't be real.
yeah.
It's
Crazy.
crazy. Get to recover from that for a little bit.
I don't think I'll ever recover. Actually, I'm glad I found out when she was no longer in that
I
position because I think I'd be
know.
more upset
Right?
if it was currently
Feel like
happening.
my armpits are sweating. Sorry, guys.
Sup What is that? Super
Super bad.
super bad.
No, it's not
No,
super
it's super bad.
ugh. Super bad is with Jonah
Yeah.
Hill. I know, Superstar.
Superstar.
Well, I forgot what movie that is. Whatever, that ages us, shows how old we are.
Old.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so now that you recovered from the photo.
Now that I recover, like I said, I don't think I'll ever recover, but I'm just glad that RFK is now, in charge because
I'm not saying that he's, does everything right, but he's
no,
doing a
no
good
one's
job
perfect.
taking some, crappy stuff out of our foods and off the
I
shelves,
mean, the things
like
that we
hot
have in our
Cheetos, which I love. Oh
when
my
you
god,
look
they're so
at which
good, but
literally freaks me out. I know I used to love hot Cheetos. I haven't had them in ages, but like when they compare like a box of cereal in Europe and then they say the same box of cereal in the US and there's 47,000 ingredients and there's like
yeah,
3 ingredients, you're like, "What in the
yeah,
world? It's the
why?
same thing. Why?"
Yeah,
All the red dyes, red this, yellow this.
scary.
Like, it's so scary, all these fillers and things that we've had. And honestly, like, this makes me think of women having a much harder time getting pregnant now than they ever have. And it's like,
Are they saying
I
it's
think it's
correlation?
environmental. I think it's things we've been exposed to. And yes, it definitely does get harder as you get older. We know that. Excuse me. But I feel like there are things that we've been exposed to
I'm sure.
that have made it where, a lot of women have become infertile and have a very hard time having babies. And I think it does have to
Unassisted.
do unassisted, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it does have to do a lot with that. I mean, when I went to my IVF consultation, they do ask you like environmental factors. So I think they're starting to kind of input that a little bit and
Yeah.
try to fix those things. But, at 39 years old, when you've been exposed to this stuff for who knows how many years, it's like, and I do my absolute best, obviously, as a trainer to eat healthy and to eat clean.
But you're still only offered some products because it's like, the industry is what it is.
Right.
So you're not like maybe making your own version of like a treat that you like, which you can, but it's really difficult because there you can,
Yeah.
it's on the shelves.
And I feel like when we were younger, um, although mom always tried to
Yeah, she's
instill
really good about that.
fitness in us, like, I hated it. I remember you guys were all pretty good except for me. Excuse me, tickle. Um, she used to make us run with her. She would
Yeah.
put Jules in the stroller, in the runner. She had a running stroller. She would make us run with her in Encino house or the other house in the valley.
Yeah, it's
And
like 100 degrees.
it was like 100 degrees, and she'd be running, and she'd make us go with her, and I remember dreading it, except that I knew that lunch was always on the other side. My little chubby self was just thinking about lunch coming after the run.
I'm dead.
That was my motivation, whatever motivates you. But she would always
And I wonder where
push
she got
us.
that from.
I
Because
know because
her parents were not like
yeah,
even before she was like, get up and run, she was just always like she ate pretty good.
she
Her
was always
grocery
fit.
shopping was pretty
Yeah.
clean. It's not like she came home with like
Oh, we never had, like,
Doritos.
crazy snacks. Now to this
No.
day, I tell my friends, like they're like, "Oh, Costco this, Co" I'm like, "We didn't have
Never, yeah.
any of those snacks,
Never.
chips, candy." She never had that stuff in the house, and I try to do the same thing now. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
have the snacks in the house
Oh,
because
it's
if
hard.
they're there,
That's
we have
hard.
kids, but, like, mom didn't do that, and mom wasn't a baker, so we never like,
What?
sweets a baker.
Oh, a baker.
Mhm.
Girl.
A butcher and a baker? Mom wasn't a baker, so, like, she never, like, made, like, cookies and cakes and sweets like that, like, she just
Yeah.
that wasn't her thing. She was an amazing cook, but she
Yeah.
never had that stuff, so we were not really, like, eating all those things, but I also feel like at that time, the world wasn't so aware of, like,
Yeah.
health and fitness as it is now. Like, I feel like so many younger kids are in gyms, working out, taking fitness classes, eating healthier, drinking less.
You know why? Because I think social
Social
media
media
now
because
is
they
like
want it.
getting to the masses.
Yeah, so I'm almost, like, kinda jealous of it, like, I feel like the
Yeah.
generations are getting healthier and healthier, and it's like, where all these, like, mocktails and
Yeah.
0 alcohol wines and drink like, they're becoming such a big thing,
Yeah.
and I think it's great. When we were younger, like, that wasn't a thing,
Yeah.
Like, so mom did a really good job of always instilling that in us, but I don't think like, I was nowhere near as healthy as I am now or even aware of it. I
When you're
wasn't
little?
when we were young, even in my
Oh.
20s, like, I feel like that's just become a thing in the last 10 plus, maybe 10, 12 years. Like, I got into fitness at 25 when I started becoming a trainer. But I mean, before that, like, I did Jenny Craig. Like, I didn't know how
Oh, I
to,
remember.
yeah, like, I did Jenny Craig to lose weight out of college. I didn't know, I couldn't go, like, I didn't know what a macro was, like, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff that people do now. They meal planning and all these meal prep companies.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it was
true.
like Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig,
Yeah, you're
And it wasn't, now there's like millions of food companies you can get
yeah.
your meals from, delivered to your house. It's all over. Like, people are just so much more conscious of it now. And I think it's great. But if we didn't have mom, like, always instilling that in us, like, and I was still overweight, I just think I loved food, and you probably know because I don't have kids, like, that was probably tough for her to it's a fine line of, like, okay, I don't wanna hurt my daughter's feelings and make her feel insecure, but I also need to, like, not let her eat an entire giant burrito from Baja Fresh that she wants. I remember dad would order burrito, Mike would order burrito, and I would want a burrito. And mom's like, Mick, you're not. She's like, what about a little taco? Or like,
Oh
we
my
can share
god,
this. And I
so
would be so
sad.
sad. I know, but like, thank God she did that because I
But you
probably
know
would have
what?
been even more overweight.
Jules went through that too.
I feel like I was the worst.
Yeah, and I
I
think
think
it was
mom got more like better. She got better with Jules being
but
able
Jules
to
was
be
a
like,
little chubby
no.
too.
Yeah, but
Not as bad.
not as bad.
No,
And
not as
I
bad
think
as you.
mom didn't know how to like, stop me at some
Yeah,
time at some point, she probably was just like, "Oh, just let her have the damn
yeah.
burrito," Like, I don't know, it's
But
tough.
it
You did
affected.
that with Olivia, so, like, how was that for you?
Well, we're still going through it. She's only 13. So I would have the conversation more like, it's not about like, she'd be like, "You think I'm fat?" I'm like, "It's not that." This was when she was a little bit younger. I'm like, "It has nothing to do with being fat." I'm like, and I don't know if this is the right thing. And I would say, first of all, because this is like, I remember with me and you, like I was just naturally really
Yeah, you
skinny.
were, and that was
So even if I ate the burrito, like I would not have the same
your
reaction.
metabolism was faster. You were, like, so hot, you had, like, such a nice body, and I was, like, a
Well, I'm
roly-poly.
talking about when I was like 6, 7, 8, when we were
All the
little.
way up through whatever,
I
you
was
were never chubby.
No, I wasn't. I didn't get chubbier till I got older. I was, like, chubbier older. So that was, I think, my body type. I don't think I ate, I didn't eat great. I had, like,
No,
kids'
you got to eat
food.
whatever you wanted, and
Exactly.
that's what was
So
so hard
that's
for
what
me,
sucks because how do you
and it's the
explain
same with
that?
Jax and Olivia, right? She's like, "Why did Jack get to
Kinda.
eat bean and cheese burrito every day, and
Right.
he's this
I'm
big?"
like, first of all, he's autistic, so there's only a couple things that he's so besides that, I just explain it to her. I'm like, "Listen, we are women. You have a beautiful curvy body. Like your body type realistically." Because she'll say like, one of my friends is like this big. One of my friends is very tiny, and then she gets upset. Like that's her body type. Like
Yeah,
you're not going
you're not
to
gonna be that.
you you know, eat yourself
Yeah,
into a skinny twig. It's not how you're
yeah,
made. So with that being said, I'm like, now that I have hips and stuff, I can say we're just a little bit more voluptuous. So we have to just keep that in mind. It has
yeah.
nothing to do with
I mean, it's
being fat.
yeah, it's just knowing, like, what your body type is kind of and
Yeah.
what you can handle more. Like, I have people come in, there's one trainer in our gym, she's an older woman, she's ripped, like, abs, just cut, she's, like, this big, but she's jacked, and she
Yeah.
works out, like, twice a day. And my client would be like, "I wanna look like her," and I literally look at
No
them like,
chance.
"Never gonna happen."
Yeah.
I literally
No
like, "That's
chance.
not your body type. You're never gonna look like that."
That's a
And
good
we,
conversation
like, joke because 'cause
because
I'm like, "You
yeah.
want your money back?" Because like, I can't do that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not God, you know? Like, there's certain things we can do, and there's certain things we can't.
I mean, there's things you can do to help,
Yeah,
especially today. There's a lot of drugs that you can take that's going to help, but it's not going to change your body type that much, especially when you're doing this when you're getting older.
yeah,
Like that's such a good thing because I remember like when I was training for a little bit, I have to say you have to be realistic.
yeah,
Like that's not going to be you.
yeah.
So you have to like kind of accept yourself, even when we're not like at 30 and 40, you still get insecure. At 50, like you
100%.
can,
As a trainer, I'm constantly
yeah.
the other day, you're like, "Do you ever look yourself in the mirror and say, like, 'I'm
Why
so
am I so
ugly?'"
ugly?
Said
Seriously, I'm like, what the
at least 3 times a day, honestly, like, you're like, "Oh my gosh, like, yesterday I felt so skinny, today I feel like a whale," but, like,
ugh,
first of all, the female body is just
ugh.
we're gonna constantly go through that. We get, like, 1 good week a month, I think,
Seriously,
where
yeah.
we actually feel like ourselves are, like, skinny or whatever, like
Yeah.
because all the other months you're either premenstrual, you're menstrual, or it's, like it's not fair. But anyways, yeah, like, I have to just tell my clients, like and yes, as important as it is to feel good and look good, we all want that, right?
Yeah.
There's so much more to working out and being healthy,
Yeah.
right? It's like your bone density as you get older,
Yes.
like just being strong, being able to hold your kids, being able to just do normal things without the aches and pains, right?
Or like being
So,
able to run, like if you lost, not lost, if you got your keys or lost your keys and you have to like maybe run for like 60 seconds back to the car from the market. Like, can you do that without like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's a simple, like, not a, it's a simple skill. Like, it doesn't have, you're not going to maybe like training for the army, fine.
Yeah,
But you're just like, okay, can I run to my
training for
car?
life. Yeah,
Yeah. Can I like go up these stairs without getting like breathless?
yeah,
Can I like hold my bags of groceries? Can I
yeah.
have both kids? Exactly what you're saying. So I like when I talk to like women about certain stuff. We only say women because I don't know. I don't tell men anything
I
about
don't
like,
train men,
I don't
so
try. Yeah.
I mean, I could, but I just don't.
Yeah, I don't, I couldn't and I don't. But that's what I try, like, make the goal kind of realistic for your
Yeah.
life.
And yeah, most
Quality of
people
life.
quality of life,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like there's the simplest things like the angle, honestly, of which you have to put your child in a car seat is so awkward because you have to lift and then go back and you're leaning into the car. I've had so many people like, I tweaked my back doing that. And
Yeah.
it's like simple things like that you just want to have the strength for. And then, yes, as you get older, bone density is huge. You can literally break things
Mhm.
doing the simplest of tasks when you're older if you're not keeping up with those with, strength
Oh,
building.
yeah. Sometimes you have like a rough sneeze and you're like,
Yeah, my friend,
okay.
her mom, she was like, she's so worried. All her friends right now are like breaking their hips, breaking things. Like she literally was like making the bed and she tripped and she like broke her hip. And it was like, yeah, it's just like the simplest of tasks because they don't work out. And I feel like
That's
the
crazy.
older generation now, like they didn't work out like people are working out now. It
Yeah.
wasn't, I mean, at least I wasn't aware of it. Dad just started working out, what, like 10 years ago? Not even.
Yeah.
Like, dad barely started working out and he got so strong and he loved it. And it's like, when you see that, especially in your own parents, you're like, this is so important that
Yeah.
my dad and my mom don't need help with, they don't need assistance. Mom is sometimes like one of the strongest women in my
Yes.
class
That's true.
because she's been working out forever. It's like, there's so much more than looking good. And
Yeah.
yes, that is a perk of it, right? Looking good, feeling good, because when you look good, you feel
Your
good.
mental health
But
is better
if
when you feel
you
good.
are constantly getting injured by doing just daily life stuff,
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
especially if you're gonna be a
all the
grandparent, like you want to be able to have mobility too, I think is
yeah,
important. Just like stretching, being able to like touch your toes,
100%.
little things like that. Yeah, it's a big broad picture. I think people are like maybe that's something that since you're really into all that, you can put in like little like 5 exercises for everything. Like
Yep.
5 exercises for mobility, maybe 5 for
Mobility is huge.
yeah,
Honestly, I used to be all about heavy, 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 heavy lifting. I did bodybuilding competition, like, and I do still love to lift heavy, but I don't lift anywhere near as heavy as I used to.
yeah,
I want to be more functional,
yeah,
because it's like things start to hurt and you're like, what is the point of lifting that heavy for 30 seconds?
right,
Now I'm in pain for the next 3 days. Like
exactly.
functional. So mobility and functional training as I get older is what I am more focused on for myself. And honestly, what I'm training my clients for more. A
Yeah,
lot of them come to me after they have a baby, during their pregnancy, like, because I only train women and that's kind of my niche. Like, that's to me so much more important. Being able to, like, the mobility exercises are honestly so hard. Like the 90-90. Have you done that?
mm,
Oh gosh, there's so many mobility exercises will all be it's all body weight and you're like sweating
oh,
and it's so hard because it's actually something that we have, like, I've never focused on, but I'm able to do everything else better because of it,
yeah,
you
that makes
know?
sense. So I think as you get older too, like your goals for yourself change. So
Change.
then the
Yeah.
way that you coach people
Yeah.
changes. Because then you're able to say, okay, like they're in this phase of
Yeah.
life or this is what
Exactly,
they
and I've gone
this
through,
yeah,
a lot of different phases or styles of training, and
yeah,
I've gone up and down, like, that's the thing too, is, like, it's a lifelong thing. You can't just
yeah,
be
it's a
like, "Oh, I wanna,
lifestyle.
like, work out for 2 weeks or 2 months and look good for this," and then just, like, let it go. Like, I've been doing this for,
Yeah.
you know,
And I think when
20
you're
years
used to
now.
it, like when you like
It
when
has
you
to
just
be
been
your
like a lazy piece
lifestyle.
of shit for a little bit, like I know
Have
sometimes,
you?
oh my God, I have like I'm in a slump right now. I literally have a reminder on my phone at like this time every day that says like get the up, you lazy piece of shit, and go outside because I just get like
Sunshine is important too.
yes, like
Vitamin
even
G.
just walking with my
Yeah,
weighted
walking,
vest,
yeah.
I'm like, girl, because I think, and maybe like other moms can relate to, like, I finally kind of got to a place in my life where my kids are obviously like, I keep saying obviously. So stupid. I noticed that the other time. Obviously, I gotta work on that for everybody. Anyways, my kids are older. They're not babies. So, like, the second part of my life is kind of starting with
Yeah.
parenting, where I
You
take
can't
them to
make that excuse
school.
anymore?
I'm working from home. And then I have been coming home and reading my Bible and
Yeah.
brushing up on my constitution because I want to, yes,
Mm.
and doing all the things. And then I'm just
You never
very
sent me that.
into my what?
You never sent me that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, shit, I forgot. I will. And then, I'm doing my computer stuff and if it's a little bit slow or
Yeah.
whatever, I'm just like in bed and I'll literally be like, "You're so lazy. Get up." And I can't do it. So I feel like I have my days or like if I have my class set, like Pilates set, which I try to get into, I'm golden. But if I don't have anything set, girl, bye. I'll rot all day. I'm not, it's not like, it's a season for me because I'm used to it,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I haven't had this time to just like
Yeah.
have a chill day where the kids are out of the house and I can just work at my own
I'm kind of
pace
there
and
too,
read a
but
little
for
bit.
different
Like,
reasons.
can I just? enjoy maybe
Yeah.
like 6 months of being a lazy piece of shit, and then I'll get my life back together.
Mm.
And I think
I
that's
can't.
like,
Mine is more like mental. Like I have been having more of those days where like my schedule has been a little bit lighter
yeah,
and I haven't been taking on more clients because I'm kind of like in this, what am I going to do? Like, I love training, but like, I feel like there's something more that I need to be doing. So I haven't really been like seeking new clients. And because of life things, some of my clients have left me.
oh,
And so I have more free time. And I will like, I have to get up at 5 a.m. every day because I always have a 6 a.m. client. So that's good because that gets me up.
wow.
But then I might not have like a 7 or 8 or a 9 and I'll go home and I'll just like lay down. And then at like 10 o'clock, I'm like, what the heck? Like I need to get up. But it's like hard because I've never really done that either. Cause I've always been like,
Yeah.
I would work like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I would have clients and then I would work out and then I would, have to go back to the gym. Like, so I'm not used to it. And it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of nice. So I get how it's like, it could be tough if you don't have like a set plan. I work in a gym, so it's kind of more in my face where I'm like,
Right.
all right, I just trained all these people. Now it's my turn to get my workout in. But it is hard. And I think if anything, at the very least, I even say like with my clients that come to me and they're like, I want to do this, 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 and this. I'm like, we're gonna start
Calm
here.
down.
Yeah. I'm like,
Relax.
you're not working out 5 days a week. Calm down. Let's do
Yeah.
2 to 3.
You don't want to
Let's
burn out.
yeah, 2 to 3. Other days, walk. I'm like, and like, oh, I work from home or I have kids. Take a 10-minute walk like
Yeah.
every few hours. And it adds up. The steps add up. And you don't have to be like, oh, I have to go for a 45
Yeah.
minute walk right now. Like, I don't have the time. Take a 10-minute walk after breakfast, after lunch. It's also really, really, really good to walk after you eat. Super good for your
Yeah.
digestion. As opposed to just like eating a meal and then laying down,
Yeah.
like a lazy lump. But the simplest things like that. If there was nothing else in the world you could do, walking
No.
would keep you healthy.
I remember
It really would.
first time I like lost like 16 pounds when I was like the chubby caterpillar from
When were you chubby?
girl, I've been chubby for so long. I literally just lost weight like
People
this
are gonna
last
get mad at you
year.
for saying you're chubby right now
But
because you're not.
I'm not saying right now. I'm not
You
saying
said
right.
I've been chubby for so
I'm
long.
sorry. I was chubby. When I saw the scale, I was like, girl, you gotta
Vibes,
calm
girl.
down. Like you need to calm down with the snacks. Like
What about the donuts for your first pregnancy? That's actually the only time I
no
remember you being
cupcakes.
chubby. Oh,
Cupcakes.
cupcakes. Sprinkles?
Sprinkles. No, not sprinkles. They don't even exist
What?
anymore.
Susie cakes?
Crumbs. No, mom, was it crumbs?
No, she lived in LA.
It was like a chocolate.
You were like pre-diabetic, weren't you?
Yes, I didn't get it with Jack's, but I had it with
With Liv.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was just a chocolate cupcake, and it was right down the street from me, and I was
Not
going
sprinkles.
chocolate cupcake every night, and if they didn't have chocolate, my whole world fell apart. And that was it. And I also crave like a lot of sugar stuff, so I have my like cravings, and I have
I'm the
definitely
opposite. I'm a
been.
salty craver.
I could do both.
Burritos and french
I
fries.
could do both. I'm not like a huge sweets person,
Mm.
but I definitely had my chubby stages. I got my life back together again, but it goes up and down.
Yeah.
So it's it's a battle. What was I saying about being chubby?
I don't know.
We were talking about something. I lost my train of thought.
Caterpillar? You called yourself a chubby caterpillar. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, from A Bug's Life. That was freaking me for the longest time. And you and Jules were so skinny. I was like, you guys just don't care about me. You just do not care.
What the heck were we
about
supposed to do about
me.
you being chubby? No one cared when I
You
was
guys,
chubby.
first of all, stuffed yourselves into these tiny little jumpsuits.
Well, I wouldn't have to stuff myself if I was tiny.
No, you didn't. You're right. I had to stuff myself. I'm like, I'm a sausage about to bust out of this casing, and you guys posted the worst pictures of me.
What about when
you
I had
remember
to go to Hawaii with you when you were ripped, tan, six-pack, big old
Okay.
boobs, and I was a chubby
First of all,
caterpillar
I
laying
never
by the
posted
pool
anything. That
with
was mom.
with no guys wanting to talk to me. And me, that's what I
I'm
mean.
dead.
Jules were so close because no one else wanted to. I'm dead. I had no friends on vacation. Only you and Mike did. That's why me and Jules were besties.
But it was like a guy friend. I was like tomboy. It wasn't like a love interest. Whatever. We digress. But anyways, we've gone through our chubby stages. Everybody does.
Except for you.
No.
Though, you never went through it.
I never did.
Girl, bye. You have pasta pouch. That's different.
I had a little one.
Get pasta pouch for my name.
Dad,
That's
all
like the
you
body
ever
type
used to
of the
say
men
is
is like
I'm
the
so
pasta
bloated.
pouch.
And now you look amazing. Because you finally started
Girl,
working out. Also, we said Dad started working out in the last 10 years.
70, no, 60, we took him to work. Remember?
I know, but like,
Oh,
how
yeah.
much better does he feel? Everyone thinks Dad's like 50 years old and he's 74.
Such like a if you look at grandparents on both sides of people's like a husband and wife, because obviously you're not related, and you can see like grandparents on this side versus grandparents on this side, it is a world of difference if
Yeah.
you live in like I know on my side. Like it's like a 20-year age difference, but they're basically the same age. I mean, you're a lot younger, but you're the same age as like and it's just lifestyle and it's just you just see the factors. It's
Well,
crazy.
unfit too, I think, is also it's lifestyle, but you got to give some credit to genetics.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
for
of
sure.
course. But
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to make genetics worse
No.
by you doing all
Yeah,
the
there's good and bad. Like I mean, Latin people, African American.
We do have good genetics. We're
Yeah,
blessed
better
with some good
skin,
genetics.
They age better. But there's also other diseases that come with those nationalities, so you have to be on the.
But you
upside.
still have to work
You
hard.
do have to work.
yeah, it's hard.
100%.
I lost 40 pounds out of college. Like,
Yeah.
I was severely overweight to the point where I needed to lose 40 pounds.
Severely?
In my 20s,
I
that's
remember that.
that's
But it
bad.
Maybe
To
'cause I
be
was in
that
college.
to have to lose
Affected you though, man.
more than 20 pounds at 20 something years old, to me, I think that's severe. Don't you think?
Yeah, I don't remember you needing to lose 40 pounds. You carried your weight pretty well, I have
I
to say.
did because I want to say like I was thick. I was
Yes.
never like soft and like pudgy.
Yeah.
I was just like a thick, bigger girl.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel good. And that's the thing
Yeah.
is like I felt unhealthy. And even when I tried to like, make little changes here and there, I had to really
You had to go
just
all in.
put my head down and get down to
And
business.
sometimes
and
you
that's
have
what
to the
people don't want to
maturity to
do.
do
They're
it.
like balance, balance, balance. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, balance is key once you reach your balance. But when you need to lose 20,
Yeah.
30, 40, 50 pounds, you can't have balance. You have to
Yeah.
go all in. You have to have the discipline. And that, when I did Jenny Craig,
Forgot about that.
I know, Jenny Craig,
Remember you
I was
steal your
so,
little cheese puffs.
I know the food was
pissed.
pretty
It
good.
was good.
And I used to be embarrassed to say that I did Jenny Craig, but I'm like, who cares? Like, I still
Yeah.
lost 35 pounds doing that. And I remember we went on a cruise and I was so nervous because for me, like, you give me a task or you tell me to do something, or like I had to weigh in every week, I would just be like, okay, I want to see that go down every week. And sometimes it would stay the same. Sometimes it would go down 1 pound, 2 pounds. When we were going on that vacation, I almost didn't want to go because I was like, I don't want to mess this up. And I remember everything I had learned, and the girl was like, no, you're going to go on vacation, you're going to have a great time. Just be mindful of your portions. Do this, that. I lost weight on the cruise.
the
And I
heck
still
cruise was
ate.
this?
We went, I don't remember, it was a Disney cruise or something. But I lost
I
weight
don't
because
remember
I was
being on
eating
Jenny
like
Craig
so.
when we went on a
I didn't take it
cruise?
with me, obviously, but like I had to eat correctly myself, but I had learned. So it wasn't just like I was eating the meals and being mindless and like that was, I learned from that program how to eat outside of that. And I lost weight when we went on the cruise. I still lost like 2
This is
pounds
crazy.
when I came back, and I was like so happy.
I don't remember this. I think I
Why
drank
would
so
you
much in
remember
college,
it?
I blacked out so much that I literally can't remember half of the stuff that you're saying to me.
Why would
I
you
do remember-
remember it? I probably didn't. I don't know.
Well, I don't remember. I thought Jenny Craig was like a lot later.
No, it was after college. I was in
We
my
all went on a
20s.
cruise in our 20s.
Royal
Yes.
Caribbean.
Was I there?
Yes, the last cruise we went on was Royal Caribbean.
But we were
Why
in our
weren't you
20s.
You
there?
guys were in college.
Oh, maybe it was a Christian cruise. It was something.
I remember I went to
Remember
college and I
Bahamas
came back
Christian
and you were
cruise?
skinny.
I think it was the Bahamas Christian
Yeah,
cruise.
I don't think I was on that.
Amanda.
But we're close enough where I'd be like, I know that I'd be like, this bitch is on Jenny Craig. We gotta like rally behind her and not eat everything in her face. I don't remember
Yeah,
doing
right.
that.
You would not
When I
know
was
that.
older, yes. When I was 12, no, sorry. I wasn't gonna be in your corner. I was eating my. But you also had like a very fancy palate. At 12, I was like, give me the mac and cheese. I'm gonna skip the
Well, because I have
5-star
I'm
dinner.
like, give me the grilled fish. And I remember going to restaurants
It'll be a grill.
being like, no, is there butter? Like, I would be that annoying person where now it's not annoying at all. Everyone's used to it because that's a normal thing to go into a
Yeah.
restaurant and be like, no butter, no this, no that. Does it come with, people bring their scales to dinners now? Like, it's,
yeah.
but when I was doing it, that I was like, I felt like uncomfortable. I was like, I have to be the annoying person. And mom's like, who cares if you're annoying? Like, first of all, we're paying for it. You have goals, whatever. I remember one time I did some stupid master cleanse and we went to this fancy steak restaurant
Shoot
in
your
San
pants?
Diego. No,
Oh.
but I was the one Beyonce did. It was called the master cleanse where it was like lemon,
Oh,
cayenne
cayenne pepper. Oh, I
pepper,
did. Yeah.
maple syrup, whatever. It was like 10 days. Everyone's eating like steak. Remember, Chad was like, Mick, what are you doing? I
You
had
brought
like
your
and I
juice?
brought my juice, and mom
Girl.
was like, that is discipline. I was like, I know, I'm
Why'd
actually
you
feeling
go?
tortured right now. Because we did like a church event and we went to dinner after, and I was just there. And so I had to bring,
I was like, Mick, are you sure? She said, no, I'm fine. Felt so terrible, but she's always been
Oh
extreme
my God.
disciplined.
I
but
remember
then
we had a
one time
scallop cake.
For her
oh, for
birthday,
my
she was
bodybuilding competition, Michael made me a scallop for my birthday
Oh
cake.
my
Because
God. That was
my
horrible.
bodybuilding competition was like a week after my birthday, 2 weeks after my birthday.
Wow.
So Michael cooked us dinner. We ate at home because I was like, I can't go out to eat because I'm so close to the competition. I need to know what's in my food. And I had to stand over Michael's shoulder because you know he likes to throw butter in there when no one's
Yeah.
looking. So I had to stand over his shoulder, be like, Mike, please. And he made me a scallop cake.
That was
But that's
really
the thing is
dark
like
time.
it's discipline. And honestly, I think dance taught us so much discipline because we had to go to dance every single day after school, then come home after 4 hours of dance and do homework and all that stuff. So like we always had discipline instilled in us, but that's also what like training and the bodybuilding competition and Jenny Craig, that instilled so much discipline in me that like
For
if
sure.
you tell me to do
Yeah.
75 hard tomorrow, like I could do it.
No chance.
I love to drink, I love to eat, I love all that, but like tell me tomorrow that I can't drink for 75 days and I'm gonna be this and that and I have a goal and I'll do it. And it's not hard for me.
That's insane because I'm in a completely different place in my life where I'm like, if I go out tomorrow and I just did 75 hard for what? Like, I didn't end my life with a glass of wine. That is a catastrophe. Like, I understand the balance, but I'm like, what's the goal at the end of the 75 hard? I think if you,
You think it's physical in the beginning.
but I
That's
think
what you
you
do it
needed that.
for. No, but you do it for the physical. What you get mentally out of it is I can't even explain.
I'll
You
never
because
know.
you have to read like 8 pages of a book. I read 4 books. I haven't read since then. And I'm like, I felt so like I learned so much. I had so much like less brain fog, clarity,
Wow.
like, and I wasn't even thinking that was gonna be, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get shredded. I'm gonna look so good. I'm not gonna drink, which is gonna be great for me. Just cleansing your body of that for,
Yeah.
75 days is amazing for anyone. And so I was thinking all physical, 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 but the mental that I got out of it, like, and there were times where it'd be like 9 p.m. and I still had to do my outdoor workout, which I didn't do an outdoor workout. I did walks
Yeah.
and it has to be 45 minutes and it'd be raining. And Webb would be like, all right, babe, let's go. And
Well, he's just
literally
like that. So that's
put on, well,
awesome.
he's the one that made me do it. And now, but he's like,
I
he
remember
wants
when
to
you
do a
guys did it, I was
75 hard
surprised.
every like 3 months. And I'm like, babe, my life is 75 hard.
That's
You,
what
I'm
I'm
like,
saying with Pete.
75 hard is my life.
Stuff is hard
Okay.
enough.
I do work out. I do walk every single day and work out. So I already do that part. Part that I'm not doing is the reading, which I honestly, that was so cool. Just to be like, I read 4 books in 75 days. And I read more than 8 to 10 pages a day because I was like getting so into it.
Well, you can do the Bible thing that I'm doing because you got to read like 12 pages a day,
Yeah.
and my little Constitution book.
Yeah. That's why
To
like
get to a homeostasis.
sometimes like you were saying, Webb loves to do those challenges and he does. And I think it's so cool. But I think for him, he is like all or nothing, right? So like for him, he needs a challenge because he has a really hard time. Like if you don't tell him he has to do this, this, and this every day, like he can easily get off track. So that's why he likes that. And I sometimes I'm like, babe, that's not good. Just like dial it back. You don't have to do 75 hard or be a slob. Like you can find a happy medium, which I'm better at
Have
doing.
that addictive personality,
And
that
he's a little
crazy
bit like
fitness
that.
people
Yeah.
have.
And but I used to be like that.
Yes, you did.
And I am a little, I mean, I'm not that much older than him. I am a little bit older than him, and I have been.
You're maturing a little bit with
Yes, I feel like that. And I've also done all those things. And I'm kind of like, I used to be super competitive.
Yeah.
He asked me to do, I don't have, I think that all of that left my body like within the last 2 years. I had
Good
zero
for you.
desire to do like high rocks or
Yeah.
competitions. Whereas before I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'd crush everyone. I want to prove something. I'm like the best. I need to do it. Right. Like
Yeah.
at the 12, when I look at videos that mom used to take of me, she would take videos of me to use to promote my classes at night. And I look at these videos now and I'm like, I was like bouncing on one leg with a weight up here, doing somersaults. Like, what the heck was I doing? All these crazy things that I could do. And now I'm like, I'm just gonna do a regular push up, like a regular pull up,
Yeah.
like like back to the basics. I know.
Seriously.
Mom's like,
She's
man.
so heavy, I'd be screaming at her across the room. 'Cause I'm
Especially
like,
with your back, girl.
what's the
know.
point of that? What is just because you can do it? We know you can do it, but you're gonna pay.
Exactly.
That's
And that's what I'm
wild.
saying is like, yes, balance is huge. But when someone needs to make like a big change,
Yes.
they can't have balance in the beginning.
No.
You know, it's like
You have to
you
do the
can't
work
say,
first.
oh, I'm going to work hard 5 days a week and then I'm going to eat whatever I want, drink whatever I want on the weekends. Like you are negating everything that you've done during the week. And I do think balance is important for your mental health, but you have to get there
I think
first.
I'm very good at that.
At balancing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think as I like, no matter what, I consistently like teach my 6 classes.
Yeah.
There's some days when I get out every day and I walk. Then there's some weeks that I'm not, but I will always make sure that I'm eating right, getting protein in.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, when you have kids, I feel like I'm 100 years old. So my mental state of like that competitiveness left. The only
Yeah, I don't
competitiveness that I have is if
anymore at all.
like the world's ending, can I get Jax and Olivia and can I run and save the 3 of us?
Yeah.
That's my brain with
Yeah.
anything.
Survival.
Survival.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I could think about. Other than that, give me the wine. Let me chill out. No competitions, please.
Just like I said,
Sit
when
here, wait for you.
To save the kids.
As long as I'm
That's all
strong
that
enough to save the
matters.
kids and be healthy and like play with them and do what I need to do.
That's why I said when
That's it.
people come to me, I want to train 5 days a week. I want to have a clean diet. I want to make all my meals at home. I'm like, just
Girl, bye.
calm down, girl, bye.
Yeah.
We're going to work out 2 days a week, maybe 3. We're going to go for a walk on the other days. And we're going to still maybe eat out once or twice with our family or with our husband or go on our date night. Like, because initially it's like, when I'm trying to have somebody create like a lifestyle, I'm not trying to say, do 75 hard tomorrow. I'm trying to say,
Work your way to.
slowly incorporate it so where it doesn't feel like, oh, I have to work out for the 5th time this week. I have like, oh, I'm working out today. This is like my normal life. And that's my mom working out as part of her routine, like she's been doing it for so long that like, yes, sometimes she doesn't want to do it, but she's like, I've been doing this my whole life. So it's not like,
Lifestyle.
exactly, it's lifestyle. So people need to just slowly incorporate things. We're not going to like bite off more than we can chew in the beginning because then those are the people that burn out the fastest.
Yep.
Those are the people that they come in, they pay me so much money, they train, and then after
you
a
never
month,
see
they
them
don't
again.
renew, and I never see them again. I'm like, what the
I know.
hector? I'd rather you come in once or twice a week for 2 years. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, and
Gotta
I
be a
have
slow
clients,
burn.
exactly, slow burn that it just, even if I'm the only once or twice a week that you work out, that is still better than like working out 5 days a week for 2 months and then never working out again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
And it's good if you can keep like, if your husband or partner is in that journey
it
with you,
helps a lot.
it's huge. Because when they're not,
Yeah.
you could, because then it's also
helps
like
a
when
lot.
you watch your spouse like suffer, you're like, I'm literally watching you like eat this and not work out, and it's so hard because we're on 2 different ends.
But also, it's like when you're not taking care of yourself, it's so unattractive.
It is unattractive. I'm sorry.
when
that
you're like
sucks
with
to say,
even
but
like it's unattractive, and also it's just like
you have a due
I'm
date, I
working
feel
so
like,
hard. Like
too.
why does the girl always have to look so good, and then the guys are just like,
But sometimes it's the reverse.
it is sometimes the reverse.
I think you do have a duty to like maintain some sort of like healthy, sexy physical physique. I'm not saying you have to be like,
No.
ripped
No,
or super skinny, but you
I don't
just
even
need
like
to
the ripped
maintain
look
it.
anymore.
You like the dad bod?
Webb does not have a dad bod.
Well, what do you mean? What look then?
No, like
Like a
Webb is
meatball?
like super fit, but like when people are like jacked and shredded like this, I'm like,
I like that.
you like that?
I think so.
There's like a level. And like I don't want to be super jacked and shredded
Mm.
anymore either, like I used to be.
I would take it for like a fantasy, like a little shredded moment.
Fantasy football or what?
Girl, I don't play no football.
Fantasy.
Come on now.
I'm dead. Dad's like, Dad said, what the heck?
Y'all know I'm single.
Wrapping up.
And that's our cue.
That's
All right, that's our girl. Dad said, girl, bye.
Okay, guys, my dad said I gotta wrap it up. So,
Girl, bye.
girl, bye. No, okay, wrap it up. Close for us.
Me?
Yeah, you're the closer.
Guys, Am I the closer? Let's weigh in on this because she says I'm the opener and the closer, and she's the color. What are you? Yeah, she's the color.
No, remember what do they call like
The color.
the color guy? They
Yeah.
just like they sit there on the side.
So I'm the opener and the closer, and you're
Yes.
the color guy.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys. Well, on that note, as the closer, thanks for tuning in. Another episode, guys. We appreciate all your support.
Yes.
Please like, please subscribe, please comment. We love the comments. Tell your friends, tell your family, and let us know what you want to hear next.
Girl, bye.